So my next presentation is on public speaking and presentation skills. So subtopic is speak with confidence. So what is public speaking? Public speaking is the act of effectively delivering informations, ideas, or messages to an audience. And presentation skills are the abilities and qualities necessary for creating and delivering a compelling presentation that effectively communicates information and ideas. So presentation skill is basically the abilities and qualities that you need to create an effective delivery of your speech, in essence, public speaking. So we're going to see the key components of public speaking. Number one is your content, and your content has to do with your message. You should have like a clear message and well-structured points. Your points should not just be scattered everywhere, you're just everywhere, and your message is not clear. So number one is your content. Number two is delivery. How do you deliver? You can see there, delivery has to do with your voice modulation and also your body language. I'll talk about that later. Then we have audience engagement. You have to engage with your audience, maintain eye contact, and also interact with them. So these are the key components of public speaking. Then we have preparing your speech. When you're preparing your speech, there are two things that are involved. One is research and structure, and you have practice. One, research and structure. When you want to present a speech or you want to speak publicly, number one, you ought to know your audience. For example, if it's in a church now, you have to know, are your audience the adults? Are they the youths? Are they children? The way you speak to children is not the way you speak to adults, or the way you speak to professionals will not be how you speak to someone who is just trying to learn that maybe skill or know about a particular thing. So you need to know your audience. That will help you know how to structure your speech or your presentation, basically. Then organize your thoughts. Know your thoughts. How do you want to talk? That has to also do with, not just being everywhere. Know how you want to present, what should follow what. So organize your thoughts, then create an outline. Your outline has to do with introduction, body, and conclusion. Then we have practice. Practice has to do with rehearse multiple times and time your speech. When you want to deliver your speech, you just don't go and say you want to just talk to people. You have to rehearse multiple times. When you rehearse, what rehearsal does is that it makes you to even speak without, looking at your presentation or looking at whatever you have. It makes you to speak like you own the stage. Then time your speech. If your speech is for 5 minutes, time it in a way that you finish at that time. Then next, how to elevate your public speaking and presentation skills. Number one, body language and non-verbal cues. This has to do with standing confidently, use hand gestures to emphasize points, convey enthusiasm and emotion. You should not just be boring, and you should not look timid. Then we have overcoming fear and anxiety. Fear can be fear of judgment, fear of forgetting lines, and how you can overcome this is by, breathing exercises and practice. When you practice, fear is out of the way, basically. Then we have 3, engaging your audience. Use a hook or interesting facts, ask questions, use stories and example. That's how you engage your audience. Then 4, effective use of visual aids, slides, charts, videos. 5, voice control and modulation. Speak loudly enough to be heard. Enunciate words clearly. Avoid speaking too fast or too slow. Use pauses to emphasize points. So when you are speaking, you have to know how to use your voice. Sometimes your voice needs to be, firstly, your voice needs to be loud. Then there are some times where you need to be emphatic in some areas. So your voice modulations also helps that. And also use pauses to emphasize points. Here I saw somewhere the man said how you can reduce your m's and your ums, like you're talking say is by pausing. When you pause, you'll be able to, think about the next thing to say. And when you're speaking too fast, it also makes the people to be, lost in what you're saying, or you're too slow, people will slip off. Then 6, handling Q&A session. So listen carefully before responding. Stay calm even if you don't know the answer, and be honest and direct. Next, common mistakes to avoid. Overloading slides with informations. So your slides are meant to just be a guide to you. It's not the main thing you're saying. So you don't overload your slides with information. 2, reading from notes or slides. Sometimes you just bend your head on the thing and you're talking, and you say you're speaking to people, but your head is just on your notes, on your slides. Then we have ignoring audience feedback. So when you present, it's good to, hear from people. How did I do? What am I supposed to do better? And work towards it. Then speaking monotonously. This has to do with the voice modulation. So you don't just speak monotonously. You're just speaking. Your voice is just same throughout. There's no, no variety in what you're speaking and all of that. So these are mistakes that we should avoid. Me too, I'm learning. Thank you.